This is Kenny Bayless. What I say you must obey.
Hey guys. Well. I don't know what weight division I want to fight in because I'm scared of the competition up top and I'm a bit too big for the competition down below, and I'm busting up the scenes and I'm busting out the booties. I'm done with clout chasing because clout chasing has got me nowhere except for my back up against the wall. It's a backed up Buddhism. No more clout in the Buddhism. The clout's left the Buddhism. It's a cloutless Buddhism. What are you talking about, Shan? Okay, it's about Jaron Boots Ennis. At this moment in time, it's looking a little sticky there. When you've crafted your career talking about Terence Crawford, when you had no intention to ever fight him, and when you could have, you chose to go another route, whatever you want to say it, however you want to say it, it's a both ways. Okay, so Jaron Boots Ennis is in a sticky situation at the minute, is that basically he could fight Vergil Ortiz at 154 for February the 22nd in Riyadh season. That would be a Riyadh Buddhism. It's a Turkey shape Buddhism. 7-star Buddhism. The luxuries in the Buddhism. It's a pampered Buddhism. Okay, so as we saw Boots fight Jaron Chukhadzhian rematch, the first fight, I don't know why they said that he pitched a shutout against Chukhadzhian. No, he didn't. I actually at first thought Chukhadzhian got super duper robbed. Chukhadzhian won, I would say, about 4 of those rounds in that fight. That's hardly pitching a shutout, Boots. So then, he had to redefend for that IBF gifted belt that he got from Terence Crawford, who you like to clout chase on, but his old belt got passed on to you and you accepted it. You could have said, nah, I'd rather fight for a belt to make me a real solidified champion, pero you didn't. Anyway, you get back on track, not to digress too far. And basically, the whole point was that Boots wanted to unify the division at 147. He kept tying his name to Terence Crawford, even though Terence had moved up to 154. So like the Shaker said, listen, you can fight Vergil Ortiz. Now, Vergil Ortiz was rumoured to also be fighting Bud Crawford. I don't know. These two were always rumouring for a Bud Crawford. And at points in their career, they were clout chasing, trying to tie their name to Terence Bud Crawford with no intentions of inviting him. Okay. Where do these thumbs up things come from? It's really strange that they just come up from nowhere. So with Jaron Chukhadzhian, the rematch, we saw that, Boots gets hit. I've been seeing he gets hit by Thomas Delorme from ages. I don't know why I kept calling him Richard. His name's not really, that's not his name, it's a nameless Buddhism. Correctional Buddhism. Yeah, and I mean, he stays getting hit. So with Chukhadzhian, it wasn't a surprise or a shock to me that he was getting hit. It was a lackluster showing. Everybody was going in on Terence Crawford for moving up a division, fighting an undefeated champ, and literally beating him and taking his belt. Doesn't matter if he was 10-0. Do you know what he had with his amateur career? This guy, Israel Madrimov, was big in other business, yeah? Okay. Then we saw Vergil Ortiz. If I've called him Vergil Hunter in this footage, ignore, it's Vergil Ortiz. Not the trainer we're talking about. So Vergil Ortiz, we saw him fight Boachuk. No bueno para él también. So everybody didn't, was they going in on him like how they was with Bud? Certain demographics like to be biased, and I heard them go a little quiet. No se silencio en el edificio, ya tú sabes. The cállate tu boca en el edificio. Shut up in the Buddhism. So I was just, looking at this article, and I don't really read their articles because whoever the writers are just don't have a Danny Dyer. They just don't have a clue, do they, really? And I'm going to let you see, BBC News, News 24, terrible. You lot have got terrible, biased writers that don't show any journalistic integrity. integrity. So as you can see, they have classed Vergil Ortiz as a top 154 pounder. When? How? Who says? Who told you this? Where did you get this information? Vergil Ortiz has only fought once at 154, even though he's had a couple of fights because he couldn't make the weight. So he came in at catch weights at like 156, you know, and he's made 154 first time round. Congratulations. You know, you didn't play yourself. The player weren't in the boot. And it was an underwhelming performance. The first guy that he starched out, I forget his name. He starched him out in a round or two max. And that was at a catch weight at 156. So, you know, until, you know, he gets his weight in check, really, he's a middleweight. All of these guys boiling down to try and be the big fish in the small pond. Now, Jaron Ennis don't want to be the same size fish and maybe the small fish in the bigger pond. So if he stays at 147, which he really is finding it hard to do because it's tight at the weight at 147, and these are the contenders that he would need to fight to be able to unify. Stand by.
Hey you girlies, Lady Shan, not me, not me, no sir, no, not me. You can tell you why, see? Hear this, listen. Me and the caramel teaser, Q-face teaser, stiff titty, round body, big cocky pleaser. Me love a tag teaser, forgive me when me need them. I'm on the passport, body and all the visa. Big puppy squeezer, bad man from Reba, one bad man in ya, like I Katina. Now take the heat, then nobody come in ya. Well, yo, so, yes, slap it on, wrap it, then put it on repeat. And I'm in a steamer, me do it breeder, big time freaker, no concealer. Nike just do it and bring all the feeder. Have a long beater, long John seeker, be a mile in a pop, just reader. Act like tweaker, yo, I saw me talking. Hear this, cocky me no run down, no, not me. Can't give me one rope, slam, not me. Don't hold behind, but don't touch my weed. Make sure you have a fresh smoke when you breathe. Me ladies had no, not my lead. Love it hardcore, no South Kylie. From the bed to the floor, like a crime scene. Check two twins so you can't breathe. IC3 always please me. Could the IC2 tell me what you gotta do? IC1 like Julius Caesar, king of the Greeks, cause them no outfit tweeter. D5 my choice, nice to meet ya. Take it down now, then back up like a tweeter. Fully gas up, top up me meter. Keep it gully, daddy we creeper. Follow the leader. I want it dirty, send out the cleaner. 19 along, yeah, me them on the scene. Ring the alarm, roll one up with the team. In the purple ears, in my then green, just go on with it.
So as you can see there, we have Stanionis, we have Mario Barrios, and we have Brian Norman. Barrios WBC, Norman. What's Norman? I think he's one of Bud's ones, the WBO. And then obviously we got Boots is the IBF and his Stanionis the BA. Forgive me if I'm wrong, I'm doing this from the top of my head, but listen, Linda. I think Stanionis a PBC fighter? He is, isn't he? And then Brian Norman is, what's Brian Norman, a top ranked fighter? Barrios, a PBC fighter. Now Boots is going to see what it feels like that when he was, you know, his dad, Bozy Ellis, came out. And when Terence Crawford, all those rumblings about the fight. You know, we got to leave it up. We stay loyal to Showtime. You know, we got to leave that to Al Heyman. You were signed to Showtime. You weren't signed to PBC, but yet you had your loyalties to PBC. Now you're on the other side of the boat. Well, you're not even on that boat. You jumped ship and now you're with Matchroom. Now you can see how BBC really stays. They stifle careers. It's a stifled Buddhism. It's so cold, it's a frozen Buddhism. Statue concrete Buddhism. It's a stagnant Buddhism. So now he knows what that feels like. And I don't think that, you know, Bob's going to be that accommodating for Brian Norman. Brian Norman don't. And Boots, they were like, oh, we're friends. And, you know, we came up together in the armies. We don't care. It's not a friendship Buddhism. And Mario Barrios seems like he's about this life. He fought the other day, he went life and death. His face looked a hot mess. But, you know, that may be the easiest scalp to get. If if PBC don't really care about Barrios, which I kind of think that they don't, you might be able to unify the BC there. But I think that will be only where as far as you can go. So because you're tight at the weight and, you know, you realise that you can't do what Terence Crawford did and become undisputed at 147. And you haven't been undisputed nowhere. And you ain't even been a real champion anywhere. You're now forced to go up to 54 where there's even bigger beasts that can punch. I mean, you know, Boxing News 24, they're talking about Vergil Ortiz is the biggest, one of the biggest stars or biggest popular boxers at 54 anyway. And then they have a list and they have Madrimov, Tim Tszyu, you know, but they don't, as top 154 fighters in the division. Guess who they don't have? There's no Bud Crawford in the Buddhism. It's a Budless Buddhism. You can't mention 154 without mentioning Bud Crawford because 154 is Bud Crawford's Buddhism. Bud Crawford runs the Buddhism. If you don't like it, leave the Buddhism. News 24, you need some new writers. That's why I keep it boxing scene. Boxing scene are the best in the Buddhism. Oh yes, let's see if Boots actually does go up and fight a Vergil Ortiz. That would be a great fight though. In Boxing News 24, they said that, have a look, stand by.
Make sure you have a fresh coat when you breathe. Really ain't sad, no, not my lead. No encore, no sound styling. From the bed to the floor, look like a crime scene. Take 2 pins so you can't read me.
She love the way that I slam it, get a million, juke 100 stabbing. We go hard all night on a mad ting. Now the neighbours wanna know what's happening. Tell them no joke ting, one bag of daggering. Stiff body, left gal staggering. On the phone you was hyping ting. Now you here wanna see, can you manage it? Good body girl versus the stallion. I'ma roll this suit and go ham again. Couple shots of rock and it's that again. Wind up the tin, wind up the tin. Gal them teaser, side pussy seeker. Push it in deeper like submarina. Rage I make gal hotter than a fever. Ganja me but not shisha, see it there. Pussy me run, no, no, not me. Power with the dead thing, no, not me. Girl have a wipe and a thing properly. If you look good then wind your body. It's rage man giving it a no styling. Make gal shiver when you push it in deep. When a man that's strong, like a man that's sweet. You for a red never pop down, not me.
Cocky me the wrong, no, not me. Can't give me one rope, slam, not me. Back up behind but don't touch my weed. Make sure you have the fresh coat when you breathe. Really ain't sad, no, not my lead. Love it encore, no sound styling. From the bed to the floor.
The cheek, the gall. They said that Boots stands no chance of beating Vergil Ortiz. I've actually got Boots beating Vergil Ortiz. I've actually got Boots stopping Ortiz. And I like Ortiz. I'm just going styles makes fights. They both didn't look the greatest in both of their fights. But Boots has a chin. And I've seen Ortiz down. And I haven't seen Boots down. And I've seen Ortiz down a couple of times. So I'm thinking Boots stops Ortiz. Yeah, great fight though. But yeah, that's where we shall leave it. They didn't include Bud, as it says down below. Oh, he's just on another level, so that's the reason. But you have to think, even if you put a bunch of names of who's in the 154-pound division, that's the top of their division, you still have to include the champ, surely. It's a sly one. It's a conniving Buddhism. The connivers are smart in the Buddhism. It's a luxurious Buddhism. So I thought I'd just bring that from me to you, from you to me. EU dares, Rodders. EU dares. Anyway, I'm gone. Hey girl, it's Leah the Shan rep nonetheless. Come box with Shan. Gyan. Big fish. It's the leave the Buddhism. Gyan.